Hey, welcome back to the project. Questions came up today on the comments about what was the science behind what it is we're doing. The science behind what it is, especially the long-term stretching or the kind of mobilization, is we're using contract, relax, and hold, relax. There are differences there, but it's too sophisticated for what we're talking about. Based on kind of the neuromuscular relationship of some mobilization, joint position, brain, neural inhibition, kind of all these things together. Basically, we're going to co-contract around the joint. We build a big stiffness because it's impossible to really guess what the antagonist-agonist relationship is. We're going to build big tension there for 5 seconds. We release for 10 seconds. We go to new range. Unless otherwise specified, we're always doing PNF, or this model of PNF stretching, or PNF mobilization. Basically, we're building kind of tension in that tendon, in the Golgi tendon body. What ends up happening is that a lot of the interfusal fibers then are released. We have a temporary inhibition of that contractile mechanism. As we move into end range, we can then reset the resting length tension relationship of that musculature. The idea here is that stretching before workouts maybe not as effective as it could be, unless we have kind of athletes that are greatly positionally challenged. You're better off with an active warm-up, dynamic leg swings, kind of prepping your nervous system, prepping the sliding surfaces of your tissues. A lot of people question about when should we do this stuff. I'm a big fan of treating your mobilization, your hardcore mobilization stretching afterwards. Is it okay to work on joint stuff? Yeah, absolutely. That's why we spend a lot of time working on end range things. Otherwise, we need to kind of get after it. So these are my suggestions for how we mobilize unless otherwise kind of indicated. We're always going to do a PNF style mobilization. More importantly, if it works, it works. If you can see change, that's all we care about. The science is always struggling behind the clinical stuff. So I'm going to give you an example today of what it looks like. First thing we're going to do, I'm going to load this into the kind of anterior part of my hip. It's pulling across the joint. Basically, I'm creating a roll, slide, and glide. The vector force is always perpendicular to the long bone, perpendicular to the joint surface. I'm going to wind up. I'm going to lean up. I'm going to go ahead and be straight first. I'm going to pull this thing tight. Leg can flap to the side. I'm going to hold and release. Come in 10 seconds. New range. Adding the foot creates neural tension. Leave it alone. I'm getting big distraction here in this joint kind of capsule, pulling me out, unimpinging me, biasing more of this distal piece. Tight, release, tight, 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 5 seconds, fighting, release. Move in for 10 seconds. I repeat this cycle 5 to 6 times. 2 minutes minimum, or until I make range gains that stop, or until my leg goes numb. Either one. Tight, tight, tight. Release. Immediately go into new range. Can you see change happening? Absolutely. Big breath. Hang out here for 10 seconds. Then get tight. I'm always at end range. I never release. Come off. Pull that sucker in tighter. Get in there. Hold tight for about 10 seconds. This will be 4 cycles. Big breath. Resist myself. Release. That was about 3 seconds. I come in further. There's no magic between 5 on, 10 off, except that it's easy to remember. Get tight. Release. Move right into new range. Oh, the tearing sensations are going on. You got to get into the corners. That's homework number 1 today. Homework number 2. Flexion. External rotation. Leave that foot on the ground. Start pushing yourself back. You might feel this here. You might feel this here. The idea is that I am biasing a position of emphasis. Tight, tight, tight. Release. Hang out. Try to improve that hip flexion. A little bit different variation. It's a conjugate of what we just did. I'm opening up, except the leg is bent, and it's more closed chain fixed. Get tight. Release. Either wind up here or push further back. Keep that foot on the ground. Get tight. Release. Hang out for 10 seconds. End range. Leave the foot on the ground. If you can press that big toe on the ground, do so. It'll hit those adductors. Get tight. Release. Move towards end range. That's what we're shooting for, because ultimately we want to go further and further and further and working our way into enough range to get what we need to do. That's the PNF demo. 5 seconds on, 10 seconds off. We're blasting your hamstrings today. Posterior chain gnarliness. 4 to 5 minutes each side is what's specified. Always contract, relax. Unless you can break a chicken neck and wing it over your head, and that works better for you. We'll see you guys tomorrow.